This is car country, more specifically, gas car country.
I drive a Jeep. I drive a Jeep Gladiator.
I drive a pickup truck, a Chevy pickup truck, and a GMC Terrain.
I drive a big Dodge Ram truck. I love my trucks. I'm not giving up my truck.
Would you go electric if you get an electric truck?
I won't be alive long enough to go electric. I'll be gassing it right up to the end.
Gasoline power cars have defined Kokomo, Indiana for nearly 130 years. This city was the birthplace of one of America's first cars. But Indiana, like many states, sees an economic opportunity in moving toward electric cars. One could argue that its dependence on car manufacturing requires the state to make this change.
We see the benefit of being on the forefront of this innovative technology and this diversification within the automotive industry.
People are nervous about whether their livelihoods will be preserved as Stellantis and all the rest of the car companies move toward electric. And a lot of this is being spurred also by government action.
We're investing $7.5 billion to build electric vehicle charging stations all across America.
By 2035, in the next 15 years, we will eliminate in the state of California the sales of internal combustion engines.
You have state and local governments here investing in battery subsidies, and that's going to spur change industry-wide in this country.
But some Hoosiers have concerns about the shift toward electric.
They're trying to shove it down your throat whether you want it or not. And I think that's the problem.
We came here to ask if California's move toward electric cars can also work in a deep red state like Indiana. Almost everyone you meet here works in or knows someone who works in a factory that makes components for gas-powered cars. Stellantis, the parent company to Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge, is the biggest employer in town. It runs 4 plants in Kokomo and 1 in a nearby city. It's investing millions to retool some of its existing plants to make hybrids and plug-ins. But it's unclear which plants will survive if and when the company goes all electric.
We don't make a fuel-efficient vehicle. Everything's big and everything costs and fuel. And people buy them.
Does your job exist to build an electric car?
Only if they produce a product that we can make in a casting plant, which obviously with electric cars, not too many pieces we would make.
I think if they go to electric, full electric, that would eliminate a lot of jobs. With times, it's more computers and robots.
Kokomo needs the jobs. Between 2017 and 2021, the surrounding county lost more than 2,000 manufacturing jobs. That's a nearly 20% drop in that sector. That's why the state and local government are turning to batteries. They see batteries as a way to retain some of the thousands of jobs tied to traditional gas car production. Not too far from one of the plants, Stellantis and Samsung are building a $2.5 billion battery plant with subsidies from state and local governments.
Once the plant is up and running, it's proposed to employ 1,400 employees.
The state is also looking into ways to commercialize battery technology. We visited the Battery Innovation Center, 1.5 hours south of Indianapolis, and got to see one way researchers are trying to make batteries safer. Are you trying to start fires on batteries?
Yes, to try to solve the issue of accidental ignition out on the road or in the house through any sort of battery technology, we're going to have to first push the cells and the packs to their extreme and see how they act.
You can see the mess on the floor, but we will actually parse through these, and we're finding, where stuff failed, how it failed, how we pushed it to failure. In anything that we're testing new, we're learning, and we're putting that feedback into how it gets built.
The state has also partnered with Purdue University to try to develop a road that charges without wires while you drive.
Buried in the center of each of these lanes is a charging unit. And what that charging unit does, or what it's designed to do, is as you drive your vehicle over it, if your vehicle is wired to be able to take dynamic wireless power transfer, that will come on, it'll actually transfer electricity from the unit buried in the pavement to your car. The thinking, at least in the state of Indiana, is that maybe, 5 to 7 years out, we may actually try this on the interstate.
But first, Hoosiers have to be sold on EVs.
So we're going to the VFW where we're hopefully going to meet some people who either used to work or currently work at the plant.
When we drove the Tesla I rented into the parking lot, we were met with hulking trucks and tricked out Jeeps.
They want to get video of you in this badass car. So.
And also a bit of skepticism about the country's turn toward electric vehicles.
What's your opinion of the move to electric cars?
Well, I think it's stupid. I don't believe in it, especially the way they're doing it.
We're real resistant about changing this county right here. I think what's going to happen is we're going to destroy our own planet just out of stupidity.
Am I going to be able to afford to buy an electric car? They keep saying, oh, it's going to be cheap. No, it isn't, okay?
Here, especially in the Midwest, people drive long distances. And a lot of the people we talk to are anxious about that too.
If you're going to drive from Indiana to, say, Georgia, and you need to stop and recharge, you're not going to do it in 4 or 5 minutes like you do filling up a gas tank.
The divide between who's interested in going electric and who's not may be less about politics and more about age.
I'm a Republican and I could go either way on it, so.
I feel like electric cars would be good for us right now because especially with gas prices and everything, gas is really expensive right now.
I'm not too crazy about, the go green or, you suck at life, I guess. I bought it because it was a cool Mustang. And I honestly like not having to pay for gas.
Car companies, environmentalists, and the Biden administration know that to make electric cars really succeed, they can't depend only on wealthy liberals in Los Angeles and Washington to buy Teslas and other luxury brands. They need everyone.
This is sort of a hack. If you have a Tesla, have a friend who has a gas car. Leave the Tesla, go do what you need to do.